Hello, 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 everybody. I just pray that you guys week has started off well because I know that mine started off with physical therapy and a little sore today, but everything is going well. And so, again, I am so excited that it is Tuesday. And you know what goes down here on Tuesday? Wife Chat goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge, huge favor and make sure that you're hitting the share button, letting all my one sexy wives know that Wife Chat is going down. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you're putting in the chat where you're joining me from. I would love, love, love to give you a shout out. And again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. I truly appreciate you getting on here. And again, I hope that your week is starting off amazing. I had physical therapy yesterday, so I'm a little sore, but I am grateful to be able to be moving now and walking. And so I am not going to complain. I'm going to, be grateful for the thing. So make sure that you guys are putting in the chat where you're joining me from. Again, I would love to give you a shout out. And so, hi, Tamika from Texas. I appreciate you for getting on here. Um, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fatima from Georgia. You love my videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I am so grateful. Again, you guys, thank you so much. Hi, Robin from Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, you guys, thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much for all the cards, for the inboxes. I am doing much better. Again, I started physical therapy last week. And like I'm telling you, she ain't no joke. Hi, Ashley from Atlanta. I appreciate you. And so again, I was just like, wow, I am like it has been a crazy, crazy, crazy trying to get me back to where I am, but it's working. I just stay really sore. She charging me to do 1,000 steps a day, and Lord have mercy. I mean, it's hard when you used to, being able just to walk the way you are, you can. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you so much for all the love, you guys. Y'all don't understand. I appreciate this. And for you guys that are asking, what is Gail talking about? I had hip surgery on the 1st of September, and uh, it was more invasive than they thought that it was going to be. And so now I'm on the physical therapy side of things, and I'm so grateful. I've been having a lot of burning going down my leg, and my orthopedic was saying that I have some nerve damage that they couldn't see, of course, on the MRI and some other things. But I'm trusting God that I'm gonna be healed from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, and that I'm gonna be good. I mean, I'm walking, so that's a blessing right there. So you guys keep praying for me. And so tonight, this chat actually comes from a lady from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and her and her husband actually sent me a inbox wanting to know how to be emotionally available for your husband or your spouse. Okay, and so thank you, Tamika. I appreciate you. And so how to be emotionally available, and when it comes to being emotionally available to your spouse, sometimes that is hard. That is hard because we have so many things going on in our lives as individuals, and then we have jobs, and then we have so many other things, like I said, going on in our lives, that it's sometimes hard to be emotionally available. A lot of times I get people wanting to know how we should be sexually available for our spouses, especially as women. But this one is about being emotionally available. And to me, when you are in a situation where you can be emotionally available to your spouse and be intimate with your spouse, which intimacy has nothing to do with sex, then that to me builds a better bond than just being sexually available to your spouse. And so, again, this comes from a husband and a wife. And mainly she did most of the talking. That's the reason why in the title I put how to be emotionally available to your husband. But both of them are wanting to know how to do this. And so I'm going to approach it from a standpoint that if you are not emotionally available to your spouse, how you can do that. And trust me, it is not easy all the time to be emotionally available, especially when they have probably done something, or you're tired, or you're stressed, or you have other things vying for your time. But again, this is something that can strengthen your marriage and take you through even when you're not sexually available to your spouse. Okay. And we've dealt with the sexual part a couple of times, especially on my YouTube channel. But if you have not joined my YouTube channel, I would really love for you to do that, because I release a lot of content on there that I don't release on here, because I get on here mainly to answer questions that are asked of me. Okay. So how to be emotionally available to your spouse. Number one, and this is hard, make your spouse's needs and feelings equal to yours, right? Because most of the time, when you need your spouse emotionally and you want them to be involved with your feelings, 99% of the time, they need the same exact thing that you need too. It might be at a different moment. And a lot of times we think that men don't need their, emotions met because they're men and we're more emotionally beings, but that is not true. So make sure that you make your spouse's needs and feelings as equal as yours, right? Doing this requires you to have compassion, putting their needs, their wants, and desires on your brain, and make sure that you treat them the same way that you want to be treated, right? It's that sowing and reaping thing. Hi, Auntie Five. How are you? Hi, Johanna. You guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys. So it requires that you have compassion towards them. It requires that you understand their needs, their wants, and desires, and put them at the same level as you treat yourselves. And I understand sometimes that is very, very hard, because when you're in that space where you need your emotional needs met and they're not doing it for you, then you feel like, why should I do it for them? And I call it the sowing and reaping thing. You teach people how to treat you. So if you treat your spouse and put them on the same emotional needs, wants, and levels as you want and you desire back, I'm telling you, the more you sow, the more you will reap. I live it and I understand it. And at first, I thought I was just giving to Gail, and I wasn't getting anything back. But let me just tell you, the roles have reversed, and so we now are living this level thing. Not perfect, but we are living on the same level. So that's number one. Number two, stop having a backup plan. And what do I mean by this? A lot of times when we are not getting our emotions, our needs, wants, and desires met, we always think that we should have a plan B. And I'm telling you, I used to be the plan B, the plan C, and the plan D girl, right? Because my thoughts was, I'm going to always have an exit plan if this don't work out. Right. And I was also raised, don't put all my eggs in one basket. Right. And I'm sure I'm talking to a whole bunch of women that understand that, and some men too. Right. But if you're living in plan B, or you're planning for plan B, you will never always be open and meet your spouse's emotional needs, because you're always thinking, if I give them everything that I have, then I'm going to be left with nothing, right? And so the thing is, don't live an emotional plan B. Stick with plan A, that this is going to work. I am going to sow a seed into my spouse's needs, wants, and desires. I'm going to be emotionally available to them, and they're going to reciprocate that back to me. Okay. Because let me just tell you, I'm the master. I used to be the master, like I say, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And if F needed to happen, I could have it too. Okay. So I understand that. So don't live where you are always thinking about a backup plan. Okay. Number three, make time, make time. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, to be physically and mentally available, right? Because if you're not physically and mentally available, and I'm not talking about physically ready for sex, I'm talking about physically there, right? And mentally there. Because a lot of times you can be in the room with your spouse and your body is there, but your mind is somewhere else, and you catch glimpses of the conversation, and then if they say something slick out their mouth and you think they said something that they really didn't say it, or they didn't say it the way you thought that they said it because you wasn't all the way there, that causes conflict in your marriage. So make sure that you're physically and mentally there and be available, right? Be available to your spouse, because we're available for so many other reasons. We're available to our girlfriends. We're available to our children. We're available to our coworkers. We're available when we feel is valid. But your spouse is the only living, walking, talking, breathing person that you cut a covenant with on this earth. And we think that they're not a priority, and they should be the priority, because when we are operating out of order, and I'm not just blaming you guys, y'all know I'm open about my stuff, right? I operated out of order so many years, right? And once I decided, because had to make a decision that I was going to put God first, I was going to put Gail second, and everybody else, including my babies that I love to death, under that, my life began to change. My life began to change because I was operating in the order that God designed us to operate in. So make time to be physically and mentally present when your spouse needs you. Make time, because we schedule everything else. We schedule hair appointments, nails appointment. We schedule time with our girlfriends. We schedule to be at work. We schedule everything. Schedule quality time to be mentally and physically with your spouse, and turn off these phones and TVs and all this kind of stuff, because it's all a distraction. Number 4, take responsibility for your own emotions, right? We as women are so emotionally driven, and we expect our husbands to operate and to react and to behave like we do. That's not how they're built. And I used to get my feelings crushed all the time, because I would come in and I'm like, oh my God, guess what? So and so. And he would be like, that's nice. When I had just talked to 5 of my other girlfriends and they screaming and hollering about what just happened, right? With excitement. And I get home and my husband's like, that's nice. I'm proud of you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Then I would be on this emotional roller coaster. I will put him on an emotional roller coaster. I can't believe everybody else is excited for me but you. And all of this stuff. And he's like, I didn't say any of the negative stuff, G. All I said was, congratulations. I'm proud of you. But I wanted him to be on this emotional high like me. But truth be told, and I'm being open and honest, if Gil would react to situations like I would, especially when they're difficult situations, especially when there's death, when there's trying times, or sickness or disease or something. If he would fall apart like I do, I would have a problem with him. I would literally have a problem. I'd be like, "What's up with you? You falling and acting up like some woman. Like I need for you to be the pillar of strength, right? So you can't have it about both ways. So take responsibility for your own emotions and don't try to put that off on your spouse. Don't. And don't expect them to react and to respond the way you would or the way you think that they should, because you're going to fail every single time and you're going to get your feelings hurt. So my prayer is that this teaching has helped somebody with really being available for their spouse emotionally, right? Because let me just tell you, emotionally and mentally and being intimate with your spouse, intimacy has nothing to do with sex. It's really the glue that binds you guys together. It really is. And if you're not taking care of what you need to take care of outside of the bedroom, that's why you're probably struggling inside of the bedroom, because it goes hand in hand. And so many people think that they can separate the two, and you can't. You got to do the work outside of the bedroom in order for it to be magic inside of the bedroom. And being emotionally connected is one of the strongest bonds that you can have with your spouse. It really is. So, again, you guys, thank you so much for getting on here. If you have any questions, any questions that you need me to answer, inbox me. If you want to have a conversation with me, you could go on my calendar and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you one tool and one strategy that's going to help you in whatever you're struggling with. Also, just to let you guys know, the registration for Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage is open. And I'm telling you, it's going to sell out, and it's going to sell out quickly, because this year we had to go online and it was off the chain. So just imagine how it's going to be, live. And again, I'm still, worried about social distancing and stuff like that. So I want to keep you guys safe. So I'm only allowing 70 women to come live. And so go and register, and make sure I just put it in the chat, in the website, which is just bsbconference.com. And if you don't remember that, if you go to gailcrowder.com, which you should remember because that's my name, the banner is right there on my homepage, and you can click and connect and go check it out. We have some amazing teachers and speakers coming this year. And also we have some guys coming to pour into us, because I really want us to get in the mental space where we can really unleash, right? And unleash the sexy side that God has created us to be, right? For our husbands. So do me a favor, go check it out. And I would love to have you guys. We're going to be in Baltimore for the very first time, and I'm super excited about that. And for you guys who are flying in, you don't even have to worry about renting a car, because everything is all inclusive. And the hotel, the conference center, will actually pick you up from the airport if you fly into BWI. So I'm really excited about that. I love you guys to pieces. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you for the prayers. Continue to pray for me. I go back to physical therapy tomorrow. And whenever I come out of physical therapy, I'm telling you, I'm smitten, because that lady is no joke. Because I opened my mouth and told her I need to be in my heels by January. And she's like, we're going to get you back in your heels. So y'all keep praying for me. But I am doing better. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the cards. Thank you for the inboxes. 2 people I don't even know. And I've said this every week. I was just blown away. Y'all found my Cash App and Cash App me money so I could feed my family. that was just a gift. I thank you so much. So I didn't have to, I love to cook, but I have not been cooking. But so they was just like, take your family to dinner. I'm like, what in the world? God, you are so amazing. I didn't even know these ladies. I just want to tell you, thank you so much for doing that. And again, I love you guys. I want to see you win. So make sure that you stay connected. Make sure that if you have a question for me, there's nothing off limits. It really is not. So make sure you just send them to me, because I will always let you know when I'm going to answer your questions. And if there's no more questions, y'all have an amazing night.